The one thing that is between you and your goals are your resistances. Things that you say that you will not do because of whatever reason that you're giving to yourself. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 resistances that you need to overcome if you want to really create those breakthroughs in your life. If you want to achieve those goals, you have to push through and break through these 10 things. I've done a lot of analysis on this, and I am a living, breathing case study of a person who has had resistances in all these 10 areas. And only from that experience, I'm actually sharing this video with you, that if you are somebody who's starting off right now, if you need the right kind of guidance, if you really want the right path to move forward on, it's awareness which is going to help you move forward. So be aware of what are these 10 things and break through. I would like you to just type breakthrough in the comment box before we get started. Siddharth Rajshekhar here. Thank you so much. You know, the only thing that's stopping you is you. It's your resistances. And it is the same case with me when I got started on this journey in 2016, 2017, in the whole journey of coaching and training and so on. A lot of stuff was going on in my head. You know, my bank account was not looking very good. I was training a lot, spending a lot of time traveling from city to city, had the passion, but the passion was not turning into profit. And that was really messing up with my mind, because I started to question myself. Is this really something that I should be doing for the rest of my life? Is it something that's really possible? Is it only for the others who are getting results and I won't be able to get results? I had all these different self-doubts, self-beliefs, and I got on this amazing journey of personal transformation. So I put myself on the line and I started to do things, and I started to observe various resistances that came at different stages of my journey. And in this video, I'm going to share with you all those 10 resistances. And I continue to go through various resistances, and I'm just trying to understand that, be more aware of it, and I'm trying to overcome that to achieve my goals. So here's the first one. The first big resistance is resistance to change, anything that is new. So if you're somebody who's a trainer or you're an expert in your field, and if there's a new idea that's coming in, and in your mind you're thinking, I already know what I'm doing. You know, when you're in that mindset, there's nothing that can help you. See, the money is the scorecard in business. Okay, love is a scorecard in relationships. Vitality is a scorecard in health. Surrender is a scorecard in spirituality. So depending on what you are in, I don't want you to mix up any of these things here. If you are in business, you got to treat it like a business. And if you are having all the knowledge and if it's not reflecting in your bank account, you got to understand that there's a resistance somewhere. And it may be this one. It may be resistance to change, to opening up yourself to trying something new. So just keep this in mind. The first resistance is resistance to change. The second resistance that you're going to be facing is resistance on getting on videos like this. Like, video can give you a lot of leverage. And some of you may be having this notion like, maybe I won't be looking good on video. Maybe I do not know what other people will think if I come on video. Maybe I'm a little bit fearful, a little bit anxious facing the camera and speaking to a camera. I may not be able to speak like how you're speaking. Like, you may be thinking in your mind, I won't be able to speak like how Sid is speaking. I'll tell you what, I'm a super duper introvert. I never knew I would be able to do what I'm doing right now. It is only by practice. If I have to tell you something, I've done more than 1,000 videos and more than 700 webinars at this point of time for me to be able to bring out this kind of confidence. I never had this skill. It was by practice and practice and practice and practice, and I continue to practice every single day. And even now, some of the days I don't have a great day recording videos. I'm not in my flow in some days, and that happens. That's human. So being able to accept that, okay, this is your resistance and you got to break through this resistance. The best way to break through this resistance is to just take out a phone, record a video and put it out there, and don't care about what other people think. Because whenever you feel nervous, you have to think about service and how you can give back to your community. Okay. So was that a good one? Yeah, just type awesome in the comment box. Okay, I'll make you to type many other things later on. So just type awesome in the comment box. The third resistance you have to overcome is the resistance to set up your systems, all the technical systems. Like, you need to have your software, you need to have your basic stuff, your tools, your landing page, your website. Especially if you're a knowledge giver, you want to launch yourself online, you want to coach people online, you want to train people online, you want to influence people online and really build communities online. You need to understand how to use systems, digital systems. Yes, you can outsource it to other people, but you know what? In my community, in my student base, I tell everyone, you need to be hands-on first. Because once you're hands-on, you will know exactly how to guide others to do it. If you want to outsource it later, you'll have a kind of moral authority, and you'll know exactly what is going on when you outsource it to others. So that is the third resistance that you have to go through. The fourth resistance that you're going to be facing in the business is the resistance to run advertising, running ads on Facebook and Google. And again, it's somewhere related to technicality. Maybe it's too technical for me. I won't be able to do this. I want to give it to somebody else. Let somebody else do it for me. It's very easy to outsource it. But again, I'm telling you here, when you get your hands and feet wet first, and when you break through this resistance of running your own advertising, maybe get a few of your ads disapproved, then you will learn. I've got more than 3 ad accounts banned, and I've got hundreds of ads disapproved by Facebook. And now I know exactly what to do. Because when you go through that kind of a grind yourself, you will have a different sense of power. Don't take shortcuts. In these things, you have to go through that journey. Okay, and you'll learn through it. And the best part is, if you're a part of my community, you'll have a faster learning curve, because you'll not make the typical mistakes that everybody makes, because I give a few pointers and guidelines on how you can overcome that. Okay, so if you're not a part of my community, the best place to go is you go to sids.co/join, and you can actually join my tribe. There's a link down there, sids.co/join. You can go and check out my silver membership and just be a part of my community. Okay, so the next resistance that you have to overcome is a resistance to facing opposing views. Okay, this is a pretty big one, because many of you may be thinking in your mind, when I go out online, like even on this YouTube video, if you're watching, there'll be a few people who give a thumbs down on this. Okay, and I'm not here to please everyone over here. If you're able to repel an audience, that's actually good, because then you'll be able to attract an audience also. You can't be a people pleaser trying to please everyone. Okay, so if you're having this resistance in your mind that, okay, if I put something out, somebody's going to say something, and there may be opposing views about this. You know what? It's good. Put it out there. Break through this. You need to break through this, and you need to face those opposing views, because an opposing view, it is only a validation that there is a market out there that does not like what you do, which means that there is a market out there who like what you do. It's like poles. There's a North Pole and there's a South Pole. You'll attract an audience and you'll repel the audience on the other side. So having opposing views is a good thing. Okay, and the only thing you got to keep in mind is, if you are walking the talk, that's all matters. If you are integrated and if you have integrity, that's what matters. Whatever views are there, that's independent. Okay, next, number 6 is the big one: resistance in selling. I have many people in my community that's like, Sid, I can give a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of information to give people, but I get jittery when it comes to selling my products. I do not know how to sell my products. And this is a skill that you need to actually build. I still remember the first time when I sold, I didn't have any sales, and I felt like crap. And then I realized what I was doing wrong. I realized that it was not about giving information. It is about helping people make a decision. I understood the system of sales, and this is what I teach even in my community. I have a whole webinar selling system. More than 105 people right now in my community who have crossed 3 lakh rupees implementing my webinar selling system. It works like magic. And out of those 100 plus people, more than 60% of them are not from the training industry. They've never sold before. Systems work. People fail. That's what I learned from my mentor. So resistance in selling is another resistance. If you're able to break through, you'll never have a money problem again in your life. Because once you know how to sell, you can sell anything. You can literally sell anything. Once you understand human behavior and psychology on what makes people buy, and how do you really craft an amazing offer which is going to serve your audience. For me, selling is a form of service. Because I know that if somebody buys my product, they are going to be benefited more than them giving me money for it. If somebody pays me even 1 rupee, I know that they're going to get 10 rupees in value. So I'm not ashamed selling. Most people, they feel jittery in selling because maybe they don't believe in themselves, or maybe they don't believe in their product. And this is the resistance that you got to break through. Okay. The 7th resistance that you're going to be facing on this journey is the resistance in tracking numbers. And I had this resistance even recently. I like to sell, I like to set up all systems, but I was not really diligent with my numbers and tracking and analytics and looking at all the data points, because data is very important in this business. I'm talking about data like how much are you spending on ads, how much traffic are you getting on your website, what is your cost per lead, What is your conversion rate on your landing pages? What is your lead to level 1 conversions? What is your cost per customer acquisition in level 1? What is your level 1 to level 2 conversion ratio? What is your level 2 to level 3 conversion ratio? What initiatives are you taking to make these micro adjustments to improve your level 1, level 2 and level 3 conversions? What are the micro adjustments are you doing to your system to attract leads at a much lower cost? See, there are so many touch points in your entire business ecosystem where you can actually improve the game. And for that, you need to be tracking numbers. So if you're somebody right now who's not tracking numbers, and if you're just busy in your business, just doing the videos and the sales and the regular stuff, you're missing out on a huge opportunity, because sometimes when you look at the numbers, when the numbers talk to you, you'll be able to make much better decisions than just going with gut feeling. Okay, you need to have a combination of both. Number 8 is the resistance in accepting mistakes. And this is especially at a time when many people who are building their own communities, and sometimes you feel whatever you're doing is the right thing to do, and maybe you would have done something which you did not mean, and the community has seen that, and you're not ready to accept that, and that's when the dissonance actually happens. So you got to be open, honest, transparent from day one, and if you have done something wrong, just be open about it. That's why it's important to have a code of honor, which I actually share inside my community, where you really have to build your business on a set of values and principles, which will save you from you. So resistance in accepting mistakes is a big one, because some people, they don't know that they're doing a mistake. And that's why in my case, I have a leadership council, and I actually interact with all my premium customers at my diamond membership level, and they constantly keep giving me feedback on whether I'm in the right direction or not, if the decision is going to be helping the community or not. And I learned something from one of my mentors. He says, mission first, community second, me third. If you are able to prioritize your decision making on this order, you can never go wrong. You'll never be making mistakes. And even if you do, the community will understand. Because if your intent is to drive forward the mission is always first. Okay, so for example, if I have to go out for a dinner with my family, and the second option is my community needs to learn something to really move forward, the community will take priority. Yes, I do have time for family, but if it's something so important, I'll give the community the weightage, because the community is going to help drive forward the mission. The problem what people make is when they flip this whole thing and say, me first, how can I benefit from this first? How can I extract from the market first? How can I be that first mover who can really, take the market share or whatever? This kind of a scarcity mindset thinking, this is what creates problems. You may benefit initially, but you know what? What goes around comes around. The universe is a beautiful neutralizer of things. And as long as you're over delivering value, you'll start to see abundance in your life. As long as you have that abundance mindset, you are never going to have that mindset of collaboration. You'll only be looking at everybody as competition. It's a big one. It's a deep point over here. Yeah, if this is deep, just type deep in the comment box if you're able to perceive the depth of this particular point what I mentioned here. The ninth resistance is the resistance to rebuild, because once you know that you've actually done a mistake, you're going to also come across situations where you have to rebuild yourself. You probably got to rebuild courses, you got to rebuild curriculums, you got to rebuild your business, you have to rebuild your systems. If something is, if something is not working, you got to rebuild. And here's also the resistance. A lot of people face a resistance here. They do not want to change. They feel that what they've been doing is the only way to do it. And when the numbers go down, when the data starts to talk, there's a resistance over there. Be flexible, okay? Number 10 is resistance to learning new things. Because there is not one way only to do things. There are multiple ways to do things. I have a method on how I do things. It's working for a few people, but I know for sure there are many others who are doing some of those things in a much better way. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm not here to tell you that your way is the only way, or I'm not here to say that my way is the only way, but there are many ways to attain a goal. Because as long as you are in the game, you're going to be developing new formulas based on your own experience. Even though I learned from my mentors, by me implementing what I'm learning from my mentors, I got a new perspective of understanding on how to get results. And I started to formulate my own ways on getting results. I started to formulate my own methods. And I continue to learn new things from other people if I know it is working for them. And why do you think I do Hall of Fame interviews? Why do you think I do interviews with my students? Because I want to understand what is working for them. And if there's something that's really working, I can incorporate that back into my system. So you have to have a sense of humility at a core level for you to be able to learn new things. You got to empty the cup to really fill the cup again, okay? So these are the 10 resistances that you got to break through. And I would like you to type in the comment box right now on which of these 10 resistances is the biggest one for you right now. Let me list down all the 10, and I would like you to pick one of them, your big one, and type that in the comment box. And also type and let me know, how do you plan to overcome that resistance? I actually want to see you give me the solution to the problem as well. Okay, don't just give me the problem, give me the solution to it. Okay, so the first resistance is, do you have the resistance to change? Do you have the resistance to get on video? And how do you plan to change it? Do you have the resistance to set up technical systems? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance to run ads? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance to face opposing views online? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance to selling products? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance to tracking systems and data and analytics and stuff like that? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance in accepting mistakes when people are pointing it to you? How do you plan to overcome that? Do you have the resistance to rebuild things? How do you plan to overcome that? Or do you have the resistance to learning the new and implementing new ideologies? Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you found this video useful, just hit that like button, share this. If you're watching this on Facebook, tag somebody who needs to see this, because you'll never know. Sharing this video could be that one difference that you can make in somebody else's life. Tag a friend, share it to a friend or someone, because I want you to pay it forward, because if you got value in this 16 minutes or 17 minutes that you've been on this video, I'm pretty sure that somebody else is going to get that same value. I want us to stay connected. Okay, so that's it. Just to sign off, I want to tell you that if you want to be a part of my community, which is called the Internet Lifestyle Hub, you can go to sids.co/join. Go and check out, become a silver member, be a part of the community. And I really look forward to serving you and supporting you in my community. We have over 10,000 members now who are actually taking their knowledge, breaking through these resistances, and becoming magical in their journey of helping others with their knowledge. So cheers, God bless, and keep looking forward for my future videos. Siddharth Rajshekar here, signing off. Bye-bye.